So you've learned about arithmetic operators in Python in part 3. Now in Python we have another set of operators called comparison operators, and we use these operators to compare values, so let me show you. I'm going to declare a variable called x and set it to an expression like this. 3 is greater than 2. So what we have here is this piece of code. This expression is called a Boolean expression because it produces a Boolean value. So in this case, because 3 is greater than 2, the result of this expression is the Boolean true. So if we print x, we get true on the terminal. So here is the greater operator. We also have greater than or equal to. We have less than or equal to. And here's the equality operator, which is indicated by two equal signs. Do not confuse this with the assignment operator. So here we compare 2 and 3 for equality. So if we run our program, we will see false because 3 does not equal to 2. And this is the equality operator. We also have the not equality operator. That is indicated by an exclamation mark followed by an equal sign. So let's have a quick recap. Here are the comparison operators we have in Python. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, equal and not equal. These operators are extremely important in real Python program because quite often we have to compare values to evaluate certain conditions. You're going to see that soon. In Python, we have another set of operators called logical operators, and we use these operators to build complex rules and conditions, so let me show you. So I'm going to create a variable called price and set it to 25. Now, let's print a Boolean expression like this. Price is greater than 10. Let's say we want to check to see if the price is between 10 and 30. This is where we use the logical AND operator. So we type and right after that we type another Boolean expression, and that's price less than 30. With this AND operator, if both these Boolean expressions return true, the result of this entire expression will be true. Take a look. In this case, we get true because the price is between 10 and 30. We also have the OR operator. With the OR operator, if at least one of these Boolean expressions returns true, then the result of this entire expression will be true. To demonstrate this, I'm going to change price to 5. Let's see how Python is going to execute this code. So first it's going to look like this Boolean expression. Is price greater than 10? No, it is not. So it will keep going. Then it will look like the second Boolean expression. Is price less than 30? It sure is. So the result of this expression will be true. Take a look, and there you go. We also have the not operator, which basically inverses any value that we give it. Let me show you. We're going to have one Boolean expression, price greater than 10. The result of this expression is false. Now if you apply the not operator, this will inverse false to true. So when we run the program, we get true. Now let's have a quick recap. In Python we have three logical operators. We have logical AND, which returns true if both expressions return true. We have logical OR, which returns true if at least one of the expressions return true. And we have NOT, which inverses any value that we give it. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about the if statements in Python. We use if statements in Python to make decisions in our program. For example, we can declare a variable called temperature, and depending on the value of this variable, we can print different messages on the terminal. Let me show you. So here's our temperature variable. We set it to 35. Now let's say if temperature is greater than 30, we want to print a message saying it is a hot day. So we type if, then we type a condition. And this is where we use our comparison operator. So we type temperature greater than 30, then add a colon, and see what happens when I press enter now. The character is indented, and this represents a block of code. So the code that we write over here will be executed if this condition is true. Otherwise, it is not going to be executed. Let me show you. So we're going to print it is a hot day. And by the way, note that here I have surrounded the string with double quotes because here we have a single quote as an apostrophe. So I could not declare a string like this with a single quote. If I type it's a hot day, look how Python gets confused because it thinks the single quote represents the end of our string, so it does not recognize the subsequent characters. So that's why we use double quotes here, so we can have an apostrophe in our string. So it is a hot day. Now if I press enter again, the character is indented. So the code we write here will be a part of our if block, and it will get executed if this condition is true. So here we can print a second message, drink plenty of water. Now to terminate this block, we press enter, then press shift and tab. The caret is no longer indented, so the code we write here will always get executed no matter what, whether this condition is true or not. Now in C-based programming languages like C++, C#, Java, and JavaScript, we present a block of code using curly braces. So you can start a block of code using a left brace and end it using a right brace. In Python, we don't have curly braces, so we use indentation to represent a block of code. Which means that in this case, these two lines are indented. So that means they are part of this block of code. Now let's run the program and see what happens. We see these two messages because the temperature is greater than 30. Now, if I change the temperature to 25 and run the program again, we don't see anything. Now after this block, let's print done. Because this code is not indented, it will always get executed. It's not part of our if block, so take a look. Here is the done message. Now let's add a second condition. So if temperature is not greater than 30, that means it is less than or equal to 30. So I'm going to add a second condition. So if the temperature is between 20 and 30, I want to print it is a nice day. So here we type elif, that is short for else if. And here we type a second condition. So temperature greater than 20, we add a colon, press enter. Now we have a new block. So here we can print it's a nice day. So if this condition is true, that means the temperature is greater than 20 and less than or equal to 30. Now what we have here is called a comment. That is why it is grayed out. It's not real code, it's just a note we add to our program, and Python is not going to execute this. So whenever we type a pound sign, what we have after is treated as a comment. So if this condition is true, then we're going to see this message on the terminal. Let's run our program and verify this, and there you go. The temperature is 25. That's why we see this message. Now we can have as many conditions as we want. There are no limitations, so let's add another condition. If temperature is greater than 10, then we will print it is a bit cold. Now in this case, if this condition is true, that means the temperature is greater than 10 and less than or equal to 20. Finally, if the temperature is less than 10, let's print a message saying it's a cold day. So here we type else, then we add a colon, and now we have a new block. This code will get executed if none of the above conditions are true. So here we can print it's cold. And this is how we use if statements to make decisions in our programs.